Hey guys, this is Kevin from JazTime.com, and today we'll be going over something a little special, and that is Rolex's Submariner Green 50th Anniversary. The model number for this is 16610LV. And just some history on this watch. The original anniversary Submariner came out in the late 2003s to 2004s to celebrate the 50th year anniversary of the Rolex Submariner. It was only expected to be available for 1 year, but it was so popular that the Rolex continued to produce them until this model was replaced by the newer model in 2010, and that's the ceramic green Submariner, and that's 16610LV, and now nicknamed the Hulk. Still, it was somewhat of a short run of production. It's still super popular with watch enthusiasts. So before we start, we'll be going over, we'll be letting you know we'll be going over an unboxing, reviewing of the case. I'll show you how to adjust the time. We'll also go over the bracelet, and I'll let you know where you can find this watch for the lowest possible price. Okay, so when purchasing this watch, you'll be receiving it in a small little green Rolex box. Booklets of information are located in the top pocket up here. I've taken them out, and this is one of the booklets, Rolex Submariner. Okay, so let's go ahead and review the case now. Okay, so the case size of the Submariner is 40 millimeters from my index finger to my thumb here. That's in diameter. It features a black dial with a green bezel insert that is metallic, and it gives a nice gleam under the light, as you can see as I rotate it around the light. Oh, it's very beautiful. Okay. But this Submariner is not to be confused with the one I mentioned earlier in the history, the 16610LV, that's ceramic green Submariner that's now nicknamed the Hulk. They are pretty much different. They're pretty different watches. The dial on that updated model has a green dial instead of this nice black dial. But they are still the same size. If you want to know more about that, we do have a comparison video on our YouTube channel, so you can go ahead and check that out. But moving on to more on this watch, as you can see, the dial is very easy to read. It's very legible. It's because these markers are actually with the what's called the maxi dial, which are the hour markers all around are 30% larger than the normal Rolex hour markers. If you want to see the difference of that, you can check out the model of that time that's similar to the release date of this watch, which is the Rolex Submariner 16610, which is the same model, but it has the black bezel, but the dial markers are a lot smaller. So good thing to keep in mind if you need that. If you have, bad eyesight, these are much easier to read. Okay, so we have the date at the 3 o'clock position right here on the right. It has a Cyclops lens on top of that sapphire crystal for easier viewing. And at the bottom portion, the text that has been printed on there has the Submariner, and I want to specifically talk about the superlative chronometer here. What that means is that we have the COSC certification, which means that this watch could loses 4 seconds or gain 6 seconds daily, but that superlative is Rolex's own term in which they put their watches under additional testing once they get it back from the COSC certification to make sure the watches are -2 plus 2 seconds, or -2 plus 2 seconds in even harsher conditions. So the Submariner is very precise in timekeeping. Okay, and we also have the unidirectional fluted bezel, as you can see the edges. Unidirectional as it only turns in one direction. As you can see, it can just move to the left. It can't move to the right. What this feature was for is for people who go diving, because this is a diver's watch, and they want to track how long they've been gone underwater. They can track that very easily. As you can see, I just move the bezel, and you just move it to the minute hand where it is on the dial, and you have the 60-minute graduations all around, and however far the minute hand moves, it's indicated on the bezel itself. But nowadays, people use it for, daily activities such as trying to for running to see how fast they run, or even going to the mall, going to a mall and you have to use a parking meter. Then you can track how long you've been gone from the parking meter. Very easy to use, very simple feature. Okay, so let's go ahead and review the crown now. So how the crown currently is. This is the wearing position. So basically, the crown is nice and snug against the case, keeps it water resistance up to 100 meters to 330 feet. Unwinding it is counterclockwise, and it pops it out to the winding position, in which you can wind a watch manually. Very simple, just clockwise like that. 20 to 30 turns clockwise is the maximum you should be doing, because it might cause damage to the watch. Okay, with another click of the crown as you tug, it moves it to the date setting position, in which you can use this really neat quick set date feature, in which, as you can see, just very easily moves a date. Very useful for when it gets closer to the ends of those months, for the 31 to the 30 months. Okay, so another tug of the crown sets it to the final position. Rather the hand setting position that will stop the hack movement, or the second hand's movement. As you can see, it's stopped down there. Of course, putting the crown back against snug against the case will start that movement again. But this position lets you set the time however you like, bidirectionally. Very simple. Okay, so let's go ahead and move on from this. Okay, always make sure this is snug against the case. Nice and tight. Okay, so let's go ahead and review the back of the case now. So this is the back of the case. It's a simple oyster case that has that nice little edges with the high polish and sand finish on top. It houses the Rolex's 3135 movement, and this movement is just a very basic chronometer movement with mechanical self-winding that allows the user to have a neat, quick set date feature that I've shown before. Okay, so let's go ahead and review the bracelet now. Okay, so this is the bracelet. Okay, it's an older style oyster bracelet and is made out of that durable 904L steel. As you can see, the bracelet has a very nice satin finish and still has a very nice shine to it. Scuffs on this bracelet would be well hidden, but it can be easily polished out. Okay, the clasp is a flip lock clasp. It's a very sturdy clasp that has a small hinge that locks on top of the folding portion. As you can see there, I just popped it right out. Very simple. And you go ahead, bam. Pops right out, very simple, easy to use. But the only downside I can see is like this clasp, it looks a little flimsy, but it's still actually very, very durable, and it's very nice if you think about it, because Rolex has moved on to much heavier style bracelets, and this nice, thin, and extremely durable, surprisingly, clasp holds very well. And gives a bracelet a little more lightness to it, so it's very nice. Okay, you can also adjust the bracelet in the back here. There's an additional clasp that pulls out for people who wear for divers who wear wetsuits. You just have to press this inner insert here. It's a little hard to do just by finger, so unfortunately I won't be able to show you that, but it is under there. Okay, so let me go ahead and close this up. Actually, let me go ahead and show you this watch on the wrist now. So very simple. Once again, bam, right on top and hinge down. It's a flip block clasp, very simple, very easy to use. And here's the watch on my wrist. I'm not one that's particularly in love with the green color, but that green metallic bezel that they have there, it really gleams very nicely under the light. This watch feels light on the wrist. It doesn't feel encumbersome. It feels just very good overall. And that maxi dial really pops against the black dial, and it's just very easy to read, and just overall a very beautiful watch. Okay, so if you have any questions about this watch, go ahead and leave a comment below. If you want to buy this watch or any other models for the lowest possible price, check out our shop at JazTime.com. We have the lowest price guaranteed, a 1-year warranty, and free shipping. If you like the video, go ahead and like and subscribe. We've got lots more to show you guys. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you soon.